Thank you again, Erin. And thank you to Lonnie and Phil and Chris for making those backtracks, and to Linda, bringing us to this place in our service. So today's title is called We Remember You. We remember you, and this is in honor of Memorial Day. And so our names are precious to us. They are precious to everyone. They're personal. Our name may reflect a family name, a family tradition, or hold a special meaning. You know, in some cultures, to know a person's name is to hold power over them. That's the thought around that. In our culture, to know a person's name is to expand our connection to them. To ask someone's name, in most of our culture, is a compliment. We're conveying to them with the question that we care enough to know their name, that we care what their name is, and that we see them as an individual apart from whatever their job is or whatever they're doing, for us in a store or we meet along the way. It's a compliment to be asked what your name is. It conveys a caring. Well, for preparing for today, we have been remembering names. Names of those who were known to us or known to someone in our family or our friends who served in the military at some time and who died during that service. And we honor, without knowing the names, all those who served their country and paid that ultimate price. We expand our parameters today to all who served and died, and the families and friends who suffered the loss. For no one's death, especially a soldier, is singular. There are parents and brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins, wives and husbands, children, dear friends, fellow soldiers, and on and on. And so this morning we include all the casualties of war, known and unknown to us. In John, the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 13, no one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. So let's allow this day, invite this day to be a day of healing. And how do we do that? By remembering all and honoring all who've passed beyond the veil of life and moved through grief to understanding with kindness and compassion. There's a conversation that I have in my memory that I loved. It's from the movie, The Wind Talkers. You may have seen it. It's based on the history of the men of the Navajo Nation who supported the Army with code talking, using Navajo terminology, a code that was never broken. Well, Adam Beach plays the role of Ben Yahtzee and Nicolas Cage as Joe Enders. And in true Nicolas Cage fashion, he's very brooding and pained. You see it on his face. He's really serious. And you learn that he lost 15 men in his last mission. So he finally shares this with the character Ben. And so Ben asks him, what were their names? It might be good to tell a story about them, to know who they were and what they were like. And the character played by Nicolas Cage replies in a very not nice manner, what magical pile of Navajo bleep, bleep, bleep is that? Why would I do that? What the hell for? He says. And Ben's trying to convey to him that remembering those that we've lost is important to us, saying their names, telling stories about them helps to share who they were and what they were like. And I know sometimes we shy away from that. We're afraid to say the name of the persons that's passed in front of their friends or loved ones that will bring up pain. But I've had many people share with me that they love to hear stories about their loved ones. It lets them know that they're not forgotten, that there are other people besides themselves who loved and cared for that person. To tell stories, to share connections. Well, at the end of this movie, The Windtalkers, which is kind of ruining the end for you if you haven't seen it, Ben Yahtzee is speaking to his little son, George, and he's standing at the top of a cliff, and he's telling him his name was Joe Enders. He was from South Philadelphia, and he was a fierce warrior and a good Marine. And if you ever tell a story about him, George, say he was my friend. We may speak different languages. We have different skin tones. We pray to different deities or none at all. Dress in totally different ways, but one thing that we have in common is death. It's that great mystery. Something that we see is that great loss. Well, today we honor all men and women who gave of their lives while serving our nation in the military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, the Reserves, and the National Guards. None of us, not a one of us, through our heritage, our relatives, our friends, have been untouched by these losses. And so we honor them now, not in sadness, but in a great compassion, a great honoring. Tricia will come forward and invite the Rose to come up. You can come forward to light a candle or several candles in the name and the honor of those lost. Even if you don't know the name of someone personally, you can light a candle in honor. And so Palani is going to be playing some instrumental music for us as we come forward and light our candles. And those joining online, you can light your candles beside you. Take a moment now to look at the beautiful candles. They are doing what they do. They're giving off that brilliant, bright light, giving what they give.